A little change of pace here as we flip the script a little bit. I'm David Pagnotta. That's Irfaan Gaffar. And Irf, we're going to dive right into some market rumblings here related to the Vancouver Canucks. You're our Canucks insider. Tell us about what's happening here with the Sedin twins. Is this true? Are they coming back to the organization?
Yes, they are. Announcement should be made this week as Henrik Sedin will return to the Vancouver Canucks. Now, the exact roles are kind of still left up in the air, but the Twins are back, and what we know is that it will be on the hockey ops side / the business side. Look, these two guys have been a staple in the community. They've been pillars. They are the two best players this organization has ever had. They're going to be Hall of Famers. Now they're turning their attention to the business side of things and the hockey ops side, and so where they can learn how to run a National Hockey League team. And, they're going to work a lot with Jim Benning. They're going to work a lot with John Weisbrod, who's the assistant GM. And I think that there's going to be a lot of different things that the Sedin twins are going to do. But, it's one of the worst kept secrets that, the twins are coming back. The twins are coming back. But yes, they are. Henrik Sedin definitely will be back as members of the Vancouver Canucks, just in different roles.
So it doesn't sound like they're going to have any immediate impact in terms of any decision making right now, but this is a learning process for the Sedins to get accustomed to the hockey ops and business side, like you said. And this is also, as you mentioned, this is probably going to be taken pretty well in the community.
Well, I think the biggest thing that people need to realize is that the Sedin twins aren't going to come in and make trades and fix years worth of problems that has happened with this organization, right? They're not going to come in and fix the salary cap. Like, that's just not going to happen. They're coming in to learn. And obviously, Jim Benning is going to be in charge. The owner, Francesco Aquilini, gave his vote of confidence earlier this year to Jim Benning and to Travis Green. Those are his guys. And now him bringing in Henrik Sedin, this is obviously for now, but it's more for the future as to where this organization does want to be. And like I said, they're not coming in to solve immediate problems. They want to learn. They want to learn the ropes, and they want to be a part of a solution here in the future with this team.
Do you have any indication if these two guys are always going to be linked up, like they're both co-this, co-that? Or are they going to take different roles within the organization and kind of work?
See, it's fun. Yeah, it's really funny you asked me that, because I think that for Henrik Sedin, a lot of people have ever known is Henrik Sedin being together and being on the line and skating together and doing all these things together, getting drafted when they did, one draft number apart. So I think that when you look at them in their roles of what they're going to be, I think they're going to have the same title. But if you ask me years down the road, if there will be a change in general manager, who it's going to be, Daniel or Henrik, I think that's where the interesting question comes into mind. Obviously, that's a conversation that needs to be had years down the road, but it's definitely one to think about. And I think that for them, I think the biggest thing is, they want to remain on the little bit more so quiet side, right? They don't want to be in the spotlight. They don't want to be the guys having to answer all the questions and do stuff like that. Like I mentioned, this is a learning process, not only for Henrik Sedin, but for the rest of this Canucks organization as to how we can get the best out of these two who have been our best players and pillars in our community for so many years, both on and off the ice, but now get them to get to their absolute best and help us build our team in the future.
You've been covering this team for a long time. They played, you covered the team, they're out, and they seem to be coming back. You're covering the team. From a market perspective, how much of an impact do you feel this will have from a fan base side of things, knowing that these two guys are back within the organization?
Well, look, you got two surefire Hall of Famers, right, coming back to your organization. And Henrik Sedin, I think they're very well respected, not only here in Vancouver, but across the National Hockey League. Dave, you can agree with me on that, right? They're two guys that, they play the right way, they do the right things, and I think that a lot of people have a lot of respect for them. I've never heard a player on any team, whether it was a Vancouver Canuck teammate or someone else, say one bad thing about them. Joe Thornton, he's played in the National Hockey League for a very, very long time, said that Henrik Sedin are two of his favorite players, right? They had some pretty good battles in the postseason as well. So I think it will be received very well in this market. And it's an interesting one. If you look from an executive side in the National Hockey League, there's a lot of executives and a lot of former players coming back and wanting to, create a life after hockey. So when you look at the Twins, I think that, taking some time off and being with their families and watching their kids grow up and do the dad type of things, I think that that's still there. But I definitely do know that there's still a fire for both of those two to get those competitive juices flowing. And this time, I know it won't be on the ice, but it'll be in the boardroom.
Well, the first big domino, I guess, is about to fall officially for the Canucks during this offseason. They've got a ton more work to do. Elias Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, a bunch of other roster decisions. But at the very least, we now know that the Sedins are coming back to the organization, as you mentioned, going to be official later on this week. That's Irfaan Gaffar. I'm David Pagnotta. Another edition of Market Rumblings here on the fourth period.